This is a movie about a Saturday morning school detention that turns into group therapy. But mostly the Breakfast Club is about screaming at a woman until she gives you her virginity. No. Judd Nelson is John Bender, and he guilts the prom queen into sleeping with him because his life is so bad. But it feels like everyone in the movie is trying to do the same thing to her because they all just take turns crying and telling their horrible life stories. It's sort of like the world's saddest dating game.
Okay.
It'd be like if in the dating game they were like, Bachelor number 1, if I was a rug, how would you lay me? Or whatever. And he's like, when I look in the mirror, I don't like what I see. When the phone rings, I shit my pants. I'm gonna myself. I need this more than anybody. So it's Saturday detention at Shermer High School. Every group is represented. The dork, Anthony Michael Hall. I think Ali Sheedy just has emotional problems. Mm-hmm. The jock, Emilio Estevez. And then, of course, Molly Ringwald, who's the prom queen. Judd Nelson is 25. My theory is that he comes to detention to meet women. He might not even go there. This is his weekend. Judd Nelson is a fully grown man who just hangs out in detention and goes like, so who's a virgin in here? And then when he finds out who the virgin is, he just locks onto them like Hannibal Lecter. He looks Molly Ringwald in the eyes and he's like, did that silence the lambs? Molly? Time passes. Bender really goes in on Claire. He's like, are you a virgin? I bet you are. I bet you're a virgin. Now they have lunch. We see him not eat lunch. He doesn't get a lunch. He does like a little one-man play about his unhappy home life. Mm-hmm. He becomes his father. Stupid, worthless. And his mom's like, you forgot about ugly. And then he's like, shut up, bitch. I do the insults around here. Emilio Estevez is like, bullshit. That didn't happen. Which it does feel like a one-man play. Would be a funny thing to yell at a play. There was no Abraham Lincoln. Boo, that didn't happen. And then he goes, oh, really? What about this? And he shows him on his arm a cigar burn. They're so poor that they can't afford ashtrays. And his father puts cigars out on him. Vernon, the assistant principal, he's like a typical dick. He goes to like find coffee. They take advantage and they go to Bender's locker to get his weed. But then when they're on their way back, they see Vernon. They're like, oh shit, he's going to see us if we go back the way we came. So they go a different way. Dead end. Bender sacrifices himself. He's like, you guys go that way. I'll create a distraction. And he goes and loudly plays basketball in the gym. Vernon goes and finds him. He takes Bender and he puts him like in a closet. And he's like, solitary confinement. You're going to stay in this closet. But you can't keep Judd down. He climbs through the ceiling back to the library. While he's climbing through the ceiling, he just starts telling a joke. A totally naked blonde walks into a bar holding a poodle and a 5-foot salami. The bartender says, I suppose you don't need a drink. And then he falls through the ceiling. He never finishes the joke.
In a movie that's all about people competing with who has the worst life, and a woman who's naked and only has...
Oh, that's a good point. She would have won. He says, I suppose you don't need a drink. And she said, is this where we show up to try to fuck Molly Ringwald? I think this beats a cigar burn on your arm. Bachelor number 1. I'm naked holding a poodle. And a kielbasa. What do you do to me? My dad doesn't love me enough. I don't know. When they're showing the empty high school at the beginning, there's graffiti. One of the pieces of graffiti says "Poondangers," which I think that's what they should have called this movie. It would have made more sense if this was called Poontangers. Whose life is so bad that they get to have sex? They go through each other's wallets. Ali Sheedy, she's like, you want to see what's in my purse? And they're like, no. We don't care about you. And then she dumps her purse out, and it's pretty much full of tampons and underwear and socks. Can you imagine having a period so bad you need to change your socks? This is what she's struggling with. She's like, I robbed a woman holding a poodle. I stole everything but her sausage and her poodle, and I put it in my bag. Emilio Estevez says he is in detention because he taped Larry Lester's buns together. He was changing in the locker room. He saw a man's ass, and he just had to tape it shut. Can you imagine being so closeted gay that instead of coming out of the closet, you feel the need to tape the closet of another man's asshole shut so you won't go in there? You know how it's like, get those cookies away from me. Like you put your phone in a box so you won't use it. He's like, just get that. I've been meaning to quit men's butts. I feel like if somebody suddenly started taping my butt cheeks together, I would assume they knew something that I didn't. Like, I'm from the future. I need to tape your butt cheeks together. Ask me why later. The future depends on your butt cheeks being closed. I'd be like, dude, I don't know why. You know what? Shame on me. Lester on me. I just met you. Your name is Lester. I'm going to tape your butt cheeks. I'll explain why later. We're writing a better movie. Because the thing about the Terminator is everything he did made sense in the present. But if you're from the future, you're doing stuff that you'd be like, I can't even explain why. Your butthole being accessible to the world is going to create a series of events that's going to result in Skynet robots taking over. Now Molly's like, oh, are we being friends again? Just for a second. She's vulnerable, and she's like, I can put my lipstick on with my tits. Like, she puts the lipstick in between her cleavage, and then she puts it on her lips. Then Bender goes, you fucking whore.
What?
She's like, shut up. And she's crying. Brian, the nerd. His identity is doing well in school. He was so stressed out about his failing shop that he brought a gun to school to himself.
Oh, shit.
Ali Sheedy's like, a handgun? And he says, well, it turns out it was a flare gun. They say that a lot of times an attempted is a cry for help. And a flare gun is literally a cry for help. A flare gun is a cry for... Flare gun is a... I'm in... Woo! Help me out here. Judd Nelson crawls back to the closet. Molly Ringwald shows up in the closet. And then she kisses him. And then it cuts. But then the next time we see him, they're leaving detention. And for the first time in the movie, he has a big smile on his face, which makes me think they had sex in the closet. He puts his fist up.
Smell my fist. Is that the...
Oh, shit! Is that what the fist means? Oh, no! Don't you forget about me. People think this movie is about high school, but I think it's all a brilliant metaphor for class in America. Every character represents a socioeconomic class. Bender, poor people. Molly Ringwald, rich people. Emilio Estevez, middle class. Brian is the kind of guy who will go on to be a Bill Gates or a Elon Musk. And then Ali Sheedy is the kind of weirdo that will marry that guy. She's the kind of mentally unstable artist who will marry the Elon Musk, and then they'll have a kid and name him like R2-D2 or whatever. This wasn't different kinds of high school kids yelling at each other. This was the classes not getting along. And then this is most evident in the most controversial scene in the film. When he sneaks back into the library from the closet, Vernon hears a ruckus. Judd Nelson hides under the table between Molly Ringwald's legs. He just goes in.
What?
He goes face first.
What?
And people are like, oh, this is the guy who ends up with Molly Ringwald? But you have to remember, he represents poor people. She represents rich people. Yeah. This is John Hughes saying, if we don't feed the poor, they're going to get so hungry, they're just going to come eat our pussies. When they eat lunch in the library, he's the one guy that doesn't get lunch. Judd Nelson's starving. And he's like, it'll have flavor, if not nutrients. Like, he just comes in. Jordan.
Yes.
Pussy. It's what's for breakfast. Oh, the poor people are starving? Let them eat pussy. This is John Hughes' brilliant update on whatever French lady that was. I'm Marie Antoinette? Marie Antoinette. The past was doing its best.
That's the theme song.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. They were doing their best.